Hey, it's Activated Running Coaching. The question for today is there a role for walking in a runner's training plan? Well, I think there is, in three different ways. You might be able to think of more, but one is in an injury recovery. So if you're recovering from a running related injury, it's a good start to a running program to start by walking. Secondly, it's a great way to increase the distance of your long run. We'll talk about that in a minute. And thirdly, it's a good way to spend some time with some friends who only walk, or perhaps, I shouldn't say only walk, but also perhaps friends that are runners that are injured at the moment and walking. Spend some time with them, with walking with them. So let's have a talk about these three things. So in regard to recovering from an injury and walking, it's a great way to start your ambulation, as it were, getting your legs going after an injury of some type. So a few years ago I had a pretty severe case of plantar fasciitis and wasn't able to run without pain for quite a few weeks, if not months. But when I started up again, instead of running at the beginning, we started walking and then throwing in some slower paced running in with the walking, and gradually it became more running and less walking. And more recently, I had a double inguinal hernia repair, and the surgeon requested that I didn't run for 6 weeks, but I was allowed to walk, which I did. Towards the end of that 6 weeks, I started throwing in some very short runs, slow running, easy running, and then gradually more running and less walking over that period of the next few weeks. And here I'm back again. Second way that walking can be really useful in a run plan which has a longer run every week or two is to, during that long run, either at the beginning or in the middle or towards the end, introduce some walking segments of various lengths depending on how you feel. Don't walk for too long, your heart rate will get too low, but enough to allow you to recover and to get the increased distance that you want. I have a friend who a few years ago ran from Wagga to Dubbo, which is over 400 kilometres, and he had a short walk and a longer run plan going on. So many steps, I think it was 100 steps for every K or 2 kilometres. It could have been further than that, but that was a very successful run plan for Josh Strayhorn. Shout out to Josh. And yeah, I think in my own running over the years, I have introduced walking during my long runs, get my heart rate down, particularly at the moment using a low heart rate training plan. All right, thank you. Well, let's go to point 3. Point 3, one of the good things about walking for runners is that if you have an injured friend that's a runner, friend of yours or relative, you can go for a walk with them. I'm actually walking with one now, my wife Janet, who's got an injury and can't run at the moment. So we're going for a walk in the Japanese Gardens or Elizabeth Park in Dubbo, having a really nice walk. It's good for us. So there's another good reason to walk for runners. Walk with an injured friend. Oh, P.S. or perhaps this is point 4. Another good reason to walk during a run is if you haven't got a gimbal and you're trying to video yourself doing a vlog. So yeah, if you've just got a simple little handheld selfie stick like I'm using at the moment, then walking is good, because otherwise when you start running the viewer gets this, which is a little disconcerting. I'll see you another time soon.